reptiles, aliens, and degen freaks. Welcome to Dano Crypto. You're thinking like, who in the hell is this guy on the camera? Well, it is indeed me, Mustache Dano. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome all new people. If you're very new, 100% new, make sure you hit the subscribe button, ding the bell to be notified when I make these cryptocurrency live streams, which is Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And without further ado, we are going to get this show on the road. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about Ethereum. We're going to talk about the altcoin market. We're going to talk about our price prediction trajectory of where we think the market is going to be going. Will the Bitcoin price hit the CME gap that we have mentioned before last week and the previous week? Are we going to be going towards that gap? Is the government gaslighting us in crypto? Are they moving their Bitcoin around to scare and FUD the market around? With Silk Road holdings, MT Gox holdings, do you realize the U.S. government is the biggest holder of Bitcoin through confiscation, not by buying it, not by purchasing it? They get it from stealing, which is the play that the government has played on us for some time now. But how do we battle it? Well, we beat them at their own game. Instead of stealing it, we are going to buy it. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to have to buy it from us because we are going to be the ones that are going to carry that Bitcoin torch into the future. And if it isn't for us doing that and the institutions and people like Michael Saylor and the people that are bullish on Bitcoin and also the politicians that are fighting for us to get that Bitcoin and keep it in America, we are going to go to the moon. And if we don't have that happening, guys, we're going into the damn ground by getting siphoned by this administration that is currently in control. And we all know very well that the metrics speak for themselves. So if you believe in that, and you also are bullish on what I'm saying, I want you to put a 1 in the chat, put some emojis in the chat. I want you to show your support. And also I want to remind you guys that we do have some sponsors of the channel. I want to make sure you guys are using all the links in the description. If you want to trade these markets with the volatility, with the price either going up or down, you can make money by using the links in the description, and you get a fat, juicy bonus with whatever link you use. It helps directly support the channel. And without further ado, guys, also get into the Discord. Make sure you're in the Discord. If you were in the Discord and you've been watching this channel, you would have known that we did have a first Dano Dojo crew meetup. We actually had the Kendu Chads. Shout out to the Kendu Chads coming in hot for the meetup, and we met some really awesome people. We met some Dano Dojo crew members live in person, and we had an awesome surprise visit by Da Vinci Jeremy himself, the myth, the man, the legend that bought Bitcoin and told everyone to buy Bitcoin when it was just $1. So we had a pretty bullish weekend, guys. We had a pretty bullish weekend. So let's get into the Bitcoin price. We're going to do a little bit of an analysis. We had some retracements off of that $70,000 resistance that we hit just recently here yesterday. It looked like we were opening up super bullish for a Monday, and we ended up getting that resistance right here. Previous resistance hit, and if we look on the 4-hour chart, we can see that that resistance was pretty heavy right on here because we had this bounce of the similar level of this range off of 66.2, which we are now under. We bounced and got support off of this same level. Now we are actually possibly turning a little bit of this into some resistance that could bring us down back into the range of 64,000. If we're looking at where the gap is actually right here. There's a gap here that's being filled currently. There's a gap here on the 4-hour on the CME that is being filled currently. We go to 65.8, this gap will be filled. Will we be filling the CME gap here between 61,000 and 58,000? We could very well still fill that gap. It puts us in the 200-day moving average territory, where if we go down, we're going to hit that 200-day moving average potential. And then I want to show you guys what can indeed happen if we go into that range. Now, I've had this range marked on the Bitstamp chart. The Bitstamp chart here is the trend line going from 16,000 from the bottom if you go on the daily. Now, if you go on the daily, if we hit anywhere in these ranges in even just the next couple of months, that still lines us up with a upward trend trajectory and parabola for Bitcoin. So even in, say, Bitcoin goes and fills that gap or even hits lower to the Bollinger Band at 54,000, that would still give us a perfect trajectory bounce to start going and breaking all-time highs up past 76,000 and into 80K. I know it wouldn't. The altcoins wouldn't like it. Now the altcoins would have it be different. The altcoins are like, dear God, no, don't go this low because then it's going to be a bloodbath. So, and guys, if you're getting freaked out that I don't have a beard right now, I'm sorry. I know you've seen me with the beard and you're just used to seeing me like that, and it's probably freaking you out. Probably freaking you out a little bit. But I love doing it with my daughter because my daughter is so used to seeing me with the beard, and then when she sees my face, she goes, and she just, she's like, oh my gosh. She went, what the heck? It's literally what she said. She said, what the heck? So bullish on the mustache. If you're bullish on the mustache, put a 1 in the chat if you're bullish on the mustache. All right, so let's look at Bitcoin on the short-term time frames, okay? So let's look at Bitcoin on the short-term time frames. Let's look at the 45-minute. Well, let's look at where this range is going. Okay, so we obviously had that Donald Trump pump off the conference. We had a pump leading up to it, okay? The morning that the day in the morning that we were waiting for former President Donald Trump to come to the conference and give this keynote speech, the price started pumping. So it was kind of like a buy the rumor news and sell the event, buy the news, sell the event. And that's actually what ended up happening. We got that little bit of a sell-off, and then we had another pump up to that 70K from that sell-off. Because if you see here, we have the 25th, then we have the 26th here, 27th, and then have that recovery off of that 66.6 right here, that wick down. And then you can see where we had that resistance at 70K. So if we break below 64.2, if we break below 64.2, then we're hitting the moving average. Then we're hitting the 200-day moving average. We'll probably end up hitting this. That's one of a support level here. We got a support level here. If we break it and then bounce really fast, then that can give us a little bit more strength of how we can get past that resistance that we just hit at 70K yesterday. So this will all depend on how the market is going to be moving around all this Bitcoin, and it's scaring people. It's scaring the markets a little bit. It's shaking us up again. And Da Vinci made a good point on the Moon Show this morning. He said, look, the government knew and knows that the BTC prices was ready to break out. It was primed to rubber band pop breakout. And what do? They start moving Bitcoin around. Remember, the U.S. government is the biggest holder of Bitcoin by seizure. So at any point when they feel like they don't want this train to keep rolling really fast, well, guess what? They have the ability, because of the size of what they have of the supply, they are able to manipulate it. That's the only way you can manipulate Bitcoin, is by buying and selling and transferring and switching out liquidity and all of that stuff. It's the only way that you can manipulate the price, because there is no entity that controls Bitcoin. The people who controls the Bitcoin is the people that hold the most Bitcoin. He who holds the most Bitcoin has the most power in the network. Besides the miners. Miners obviously have the most power in the network because they're the ones that are actually making the network and validating the transactions. But then when you think about it, it's the holders who has the most he who has the most Bitcoin will rule the world in the future. And that is what Michael Saylor has built his strategy on, of knowing this to be true and proving it by the strategy itself. All right, guys, so let's go into some of the bullish news that's coming up, even though it's a little bearish right now, just in a kind of a bearish divergence, short-term price action. We have Russia just passed a law allowing businesses to use Bitcoin and crypto in international trade, according to Reuters. The law will become effective in September. So this could really line up in our bullish momentum of what we think is going to be coming down the pipe for a breaking all-time high for Bitcoin in the next 4 to 5 months. Now, we have an election at the end of the year, November 5th, very important date for the United States. We have a potential, we don't even know who they are picking. I guess it's Harris at this point. The Democrats are picking Harris for their nominee, and then we have Donald J. Trump for the Republican nominee along with Vance. So there is just, I'm not even going to say that there's a lot at stake because everyone keeps saying that, and it's such a cliche thing. It's not even that there's a lot at stake. It's just all you got to do, look at the past 4 years and look at the price of things. Look at how much money the Federal Reserve has printed and added into our currency, to our balance sheet, and printed and flooded into the market. Look at how much interest rates have gone up. Look at how much your grocery bill is. Look at how much your expenses have gone up in the past 4 years. Okay? And you tell me how this administration has done well and benefits you in any type of way. Unless you're a paid shill by the Democratic Party, you're not doing so hot. So unless you're being paid by the siphon money from the people directly from the Democratic Party, things aren't going very well for you. So we need to change that. And how do you change it? You change it with crypto. You change it by orange pilling people and explaining to them that this is a single vote issue, because if we aren't going to get financially protected, then nothing else matters. Nothing else matters, because if you can't survive with your finances in your country, nothing else matters. You can't get support. If you don't have energy and money, you can't do shit. Nothing else matters. Communities get destroyed. Businesses get destroyed. Cities go to crap. When the money's bad, the culture, the society is affected. When people are dire and they're desperate, the society and the country suffers. Look what's happening in Venezuela right now. The people are pissed. They're tired of it. They're in the streets. They don't want corruption anymore. They want to be able to live their lives and not be manipulated. They're tearing statues down. They're ripping the damn thing down. They're done. When are we going to wake up? Wake up. Let's go. Bitcoin is the answer. Crypto is the answer. We have to wake up. Because look at this. Listen to this word salad woman. Look at this one word salad woman try to explain and answer the question of inflation. Listen. We're gonna watch this because it's worth watching. It's worth watching.
Record inflation, the worst in 30 years, way beyond expectations. OPEC didn't increase oil production. Can you tell us a little bit about how you would prevent the new spending and your Build Back Better agenda from exacerbating the problem? And also, what else are you going to do to fix this problem with inflation?
Okay, so I'm just going to warn you. She doesn't talk about anything about providing Americans better energy. She doesn't talk about anything about nuclear power. She doesn't talk about anything about preserving any of our infrastructure for nuclear power and nuclear burn-off energy that would help keep power here. Also drilling, also keeping manufacturing here a lot in America, not outsourcing it. So then we get more of the value in the GDP here. We're not outsourcing all of our work. Doesn't mention that one time. Doesn't mention that a single time. She doesn't mention the fact that the Federal Reserve has put in 40% of the supply of the dollar in the past year or two. It has printed that much money in the past 4 years, and starting with COVID, has injected so much of the US dollar into the system that it has caused inflation to go up at utmost of 5 to 10% almost a year. Not 2%, almost 10%. When you attribute it in stacked with tax rates, with how much gas has gone up in different periods, how much everything has gone up, it's not just the grocery bill. It's not just the freaking grocery bill. It's everything. Because of the oil. The petrodollar is in kaputs. It's kaputs. Petrodollar means our trading of what we had the deals with the Saudis is done. It's done. So guess what? All of that death and destruction from the Iraq war went to nothing because it got all completely blackballed by so many different things. Defense contracts. We didn't even get the oil. Now Iran and all the other countries are getting oil buys. We're letting other countries get ahead of us because we're letting people like these freaking clowns take our money and send it other places. Done.
Thank you. Well, let's start with this. Prices have gone up. And
you don't say.
Families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more.
Bread. Just bread. Bread and gas. This clown is so out of touch with reality. She literally, I think she needs to smell the cafecito that lady from Peru at the RNC. I remember the lady from RNC. She's like, wake up and smell the cafecito. This bitch is crazy.
And we have to understand what that means. That's about the cost of living going up.
We need to understand what that means. That's about the cost of living going up. She doesn't even know why. Maybe she does know, but she just wants to play so dumb. I don't know. I don't get her MO. I'm not getting it. At least she could have someone help her, and she could read the teleprompter and have someone smarter than her that actually knows finances and to help her out. But she just goes up there and they just let her bomb. It's like kind of like what they did with Biden. Like just like, yeah, let's send him out there. Just send him out there and let him blabber about. And let's see if the people still are going to be dumb enough to follow these people, to be dumb enough to get fooled into thinking that these ideological, sociological issues of how your sexuality is a real issue. Whilst they're literally taking money out of your pocket, out of every single aspect of your life, and then there you go. They're very good at doing this. The Democratic Party is very good at doing this.
That's about having to stress and stretch limited resources. That's about a source of stress for families that is not only economic, but is on a daily level, something that is a heavy weight to carry. So it is something that we take very seriously. But there is also a point that is important to make on the Build Back Better framework. One, it is designed to make it less expensive for working people to live.
Okay, how? How?
It was specifically designed to bring down the costs of childcare and increase accessibility and availability. Designed to bring down the cost of elder care. And make it available to all those working families that need that support and need that help. And Build Back Better is not going to cost anything. We're paying for it.
She's like, it's not going to cost anything. There's just going to be money out of thin air that comes out of nowhere, and it'll be paid for, right? It'll be paid for, just like the government just said, hey, oh, COVID, oh, let's just print all this money to help to curve people not going out now, because now everything's shut down. There's nothing to spend the money on. Okay, so now let's flood the market with more fake money. That'll make it better. So then when everything starts to pick back up and all that money is just flooding around, everything gets switched up and flipped on its head. It's exactly what happened during COVID. The housing market got out of control. Bidding wars started to happen. And guess what happened? The institutions came in and rebalanced all of the power that started to happen off of the Trump administration, which was the middle class coming into power. People from the poor class getting up into middle class. Unemployment was at the lowest. For everyone. Unemployment rates, the jobs were going, there was less unemployment than ever before, and especially for minorities. Holy crap, guys. When I start seeing these videos, I just start getting heated up because it's such a giant gaslight, and honestly, it's not, you can be rich and still be affected by this because it has added to every single person's expenses these past 4 years, and the negligence of this administration has caused people to have their expenses go up $3,000 a month. And that is without the job market increasing the wage reflected on what the expense has gone up. The ledger of our lives is effed. The ledger of our lives right now is out of skew. So it's time to get on the orange-pilled ledger, which is Bitcoin, because the US ledger, done. It's screwed. They screwed up that ledger. It's done. That ledger's toast. That one's toast, guys. Bitcoin is the way. Now let's watch Cathie Wood. It's simply the next generation of the internet. It is space money. Bitcoin is space money. Bitcoin is the opportunity to bring your family into a digital meta equivalent of buying property in New York and Manhattan in the 10s and 20s. And holding it for your family to reap the benefits of generations to come. This is where we're at.
One reason that we've seen the price appreciation recently is the recognition more and more. There's a lot of education taking place, especially 11 ETFs issued at the same time. You've got 11 asset managers out there educating as many people as possible. And what are we saying to them to make this understandable? We're saying that Bitcoin is three very big ideas in one. It's a technology, right? But if you think about it, it's leveraging off the internet. It's the layer of the internet that developers didn't put in place in the early 90s because they never dreamed that financial services or commerce would take place on the internet. So it's simply the next generation of the internet. It is a monetary system, the first global, decentralized, private, no government oversight, no throat to choke, digital, rules-based, that's extremely important, monetary system in history.
And the point that she's trying to make by it being decentralized and not being able to be choked is because if you are outside of that Bitcoin system, they will find every single way to choke you out of your money, especially in a communist society. That's what's so funny about these. Did you see the video of the communists of America marching down in Philadelphia? I'm like, good luck trying to have your basic necessities met in a communist society. Do you understand what happens in a society like that? There's all of you, and then there's the people at the top that are making sure you all have the same equal opportunity, the same basic income, and you all just be able to have everything all the same, whilst they are above you, manipulating and taking everything for themselves, while they get to have their freedom and they get to have their things and their tea party and their little fun, while everyone else gets to sit in the freaking bread line. Oh, cool, y'all get $1,000 a month. Oh, but if you don't like what they say, guess what? It's now $500. Oh, guess what? You don't like what they say. The CBDC that's put in place in this communist society, fascist society, Marxist society, where you're getting completely stifled out of any type of progression. If you get too far, sorry, wall here, not going to happen. This is what Bitcoin solves. This is what Bitcoin is, the exit strategy from that bullshit.
New asset class in their clients' portfolios. Why? Inflation of returns. What that means, you slot some Bitcoin in, and your return per unit of risk goes up. And every institution knows that, and so they have a responsibility to understand what.
What she said, the institutions that are holding and custodian people's money, especially big money, they have a responsibility to make sure that that dollar value amount per holding it across interest-bearing or bonds, whatever it may be, the stock market, hedge funds, to service it, it costs 1% to 2% a year. And by inflation is going up almost to 9 to 10% on the year. So then every single year you're taking value off of your investment per what the inflation rate and the amount of the supply of the US dollar going in, and only and then not to mention that the money that we spend, most of the tax credits and the tax that we bring in and siphon from all of the American people, guess what it goes to? It goes to paying debt. It goes to paying national debt. It doesn't go to building infrastructure. It doesn't go to having us better healthcare and better instruments and better services. In America, people still do medical tourism because they can't afford basic insurance and services in America. That's such crap, guys. It is such crap that we have to think about other ways outside of our country to get basic services. Basic services. Now, you would say that, okay, the Democratic Party, the one thing that they really hit home on is they want to be able to have equal opportunity for everyone to have health care, blah, blah, blah. But they go too far as to say, oh, we're going to provide it for free. Oh, we're going to provide free student loan debt. Like no student loan. It's impossible to make that stuff free. It's not free. You can't make it free. The way you make it, it's not free, really. It's not free. This idea that it just comes out of nowhere is the whole reason why our system is broken. Because you can't provide equity out of nothing. You can't provide equity and value and resource and physical energy off of nothing. It doesn't exist. That's why gold and metals were a form of money and was backed by what had been a system of the Federal Reserve gold note standard. But that was taken away by Nixon. And that was the moment where we got mafia'd out of a forward growing understanding of what energy and wealth and monetary stability means. And then go as far as the Federal Reserve having complete control over our money system and what it does in our government. They are not part of our government. They are an institution of infiltrators. And the only way we're going to be able to battle them and defeat them is by Bitcoin. That's it. There's no other way. There's no other way.
Bitcoin is, and what kind of investment opportunity it will represent for their clients. So I think that ETF issuance has really helped cement this story and is beginning to generate deeper understanding more broadly in the investment world.
It certainly has, and I think.
Woo! All right, guys. So this is hilarious because this is basically the truth for most gamers, most people that were techie heads. You know, if you were lucky to not get distracted and literally take your face off of the computer screen from playing World of Warcraft and Counter-Strike and Guild Wars and Halo and Quake and oh my God, just keep going down the line. Unreal Tournament, man, how many things got you so distracted from learning about Bitcoin? Dad, why didn't you buy Bitcoin in 2009? Answer.
Enemy spotted. Terrorists win.
It's because I was playing Counter-Strike. I'm so sorry. We would have all been financially free completely if I wasn't playing Counter-Strike. And then you have this. This is even better. This is even better. Me looking at Bitcoin drops 70K to 65K overnight. It's like, should I scream, cry? I don't know. Which one? Okay. All right. So let's see. Bill Miller tells CNBC Bitcoin is the new global denominator of capital.
Now, certainly, if more companies decide that they...
And this is what's so good. The global denominator. This means that it breaks political walls. It breaks social, cultural, religious walls. It breaks all of the mechanisms of duality and dualism and tribalism that is in our society. And this is what Bitcoin does to connect every single type of person in the world and have them behind one idea, and that's decentralized money, energy for the people.
Want to buy and never sell Bitcoin. It's going to increase the demand relative to the fixed supply. We all know that that would work in favor of the prices. But what problem is solved by companies doing that? I mean, I just don't know how many companies are really going to want to place that sort of an asset on their balance sheet and have that be an aspect of their story.
Well, I think it's worth asking what their alternatives are. And the alternative is you can buy a treasury asset that whose white paper says it's going to depreciate at 2% a year at least.
I just said that.
And if you look back at the history of the Federal Reserve, they've printed approximately 6% supply growth.
Let me run for freaking president, Kamala. Bitch ass doesn't even know what the hell she's even talking about.
Over an incredibly long period of time. 6% supply growth, that just happens to correlate with the long-term growth rate of nominal GDP. What do you know? So here's the real deal. Bitcoin is the new global denominator for capital. So the problem it solves is you don't have all of these politicians running around trying to curry for favor and redistribute wealth and change taxes and change all sorts of things. You get what you get. You get 21 million Bitcoin and that's it.
You get
and
what you get.
You know, we're incredibly optimistic about it over the long term as these dominoes continue to fall in favor of Bitcoin.
Let's go. Perfect example, super simple. It took 1 minute and 15 seconds, and that's all you need to know. 2% is automatic. It's built in, depreciating. Even if there's other options, it's depreciated because it's under a failing system. It's under a failing fiat system. And they want us to stay in it. The only way it keeps going and works for them is if you participate in it. This system is so interesting of the matrix that in order for it to work, you have to participate. It's very interesting. Systems of control are very psychological and psyoped in its nature. It is a psyop because in order for it to work, it has to be subvertly done willingly by the people. Because if you were to mass force millions and millions and millions of people to go with a world order agenda, there's going to be civil unrest. So how do you get a successful psyop going is that you make people willingly do it unconsciously because it makes them think that they have no choice. But guess what? You have a choice. It's called Bitcoin. It's called crypto, baby. You got a damn choice. Don't ever let the system make you think that you don't have a choice because you absolutely do. So I want to remind you guys that you are stronger than you think. You have more of a brain than you realize, and all it takes is you to smell the damn coffee, smell the crypto Bitcoin bean juice, and start moving towards the direction of sovereign freedom in your life. I think that you guys could agree with me. Wouldn't you say? Does that get you pumped? Does that get you jazzed up? Does that get you want to go and orange pill every single person that you talk to? I bet it does. I bet it does, my friends. I bet it does. Well, I wanted to remind you guys and also show you that we have a new little QR code here. That's actually my BTC address in one of my wallets. You can scan that, and if you want to directly support this channel, just support the movement of crypto and also for these live streams to keep going and keep prospering, well, you can scan that and you can donate some sats to the cause, and we won't stop you. We won't stop you. All right. So we got the code right there. Make sure you guys do that. And if you want to directly support the channel as well, we do have the Ordinal Eyes collection that is inspired by Bitcoin. If you guys ever wanted to orange pill someone in a really cool way, You buy one of these NFTs and you show people that you are part of the Bitcoin community by holding an ordinal eyes. Now, this project does have a roadmap. We do want to successfully sell every single ordinal eyes to the community. And then once we have all sales done, we are going to take a big portion of those donations and we are going to donate it directly to the Operation Underground Railroad, which is the institution and the nonprofit organization that has been for years and years helping the problem of S trafficking and sea trafficking and human trafficking across the world, and they have been doing this for a very long time. Tim Ballard is the guy who runs that, and we just thought, hey, what better way to take some of these profits and we will donate it to that cause, and we will provide the receipt for doing that as well once we actually receive the funds, so you guys know that it's legit. And also, there's another part, a piece of this roadmap. I'm going to show you guys a piece of this roadmap here. That once that does happen, we will be taking also portions of the profits and putting it into a liquidity pool to start our token that would be connected with this called EYES. And it's just a way that we can kind of just hit these milestones, and all it takes is for people to just start holding it. So I think we got a cool roadmap with it. I think you guys would really like each individual ordinal eye because they all are very unique and very, very fun to look at. So check those out. Check those out. All right, so we're going to keep going down the line here. We're going to keep going down the line of bullish news. And let's see, what else did we have? Did we have one more thing? No, I think that was it. But we wanted to remind you guys that exchange is expected to run out of Bitcoin in 9 months after the halving. This is a BYBIT report. We want to keep reminding you guys this because this gives us the time trajectory that fits perfect with the Bitcoin halving cycles and how there is a year of movement to the all-time high breakout and pop-off point of each halving. It has happened every single halving cycle where we get the most movements a year after the halving. We're only 3 months after this halving, guys. So all this price consolidation, up, down, ranging, don't worry about it. It's okay. We still have time. And I want to give you guys also hope that when this does break out and we start to see Ethereum hit its all-time highs, which it's going to be hitting very soon, guys. Just wait. It's going to do the same thing that Bitcoin did with the ETF inflows, and we just had to see the boat get brought back just a little bit, and we're going to start ranging back up into close to 4K. We just cleared up and tried to hit back and trade into this range. We just got rejected a little bit, and now we're trading above the 200-day moving average, which can bring us back to that ascending triangle wedge that we broke off and hit resistance at 3,800. We clear this range. We're going to get back and crush into this range. You guys got to remember that Ethereum in one day, added the liquidity and market cap of the daily trading volume of Solana and went up 20% in one day. Went up 20% in one day. We'll go to that chart. We'll go to that portion where literally Ethereum went up 20% in one day. One day off of this bull flag. Boom. 20% in one day. Ethereum. Okay. So what happened with the altcoins and the underlying assets that were ERC20 tokens? Well, they started to freaking pump, guys. So I want to remind you of these strong tokens. I want to remind you of some of them like Floki. Floki's one of them. We've got Matic. We've got the Me token. Sorry, not the Me token. Well, the Me token will pump because Polygon and also just for the narrative in general with crypto gaming. And then we have Phantom. We got Phantom. We have Chainlink. Shiba Inu. Look at SHIB. Literally just ready and primed to blast. The target for SHIB is 5 zeros 3519. 5 zeros 3519, or sorry, 4 zeros 3519. And once we break that level, the obvious next stop is to start going towards its all-time highs. it tried right here. It tried really hard to get back up to that all-time high. And this was in March, where we had that little pre-altcoin season, of what the potential of these coins and where we could go. This is what you're going to start seeing, guys, in towards the end of the year. And I would say first quarter 2025 is going to be max profit taking area for me personally. I want to still keep ENA on the radar. ENA had a decent launch. It's been consolidating. But the thing about ENA that I want to Athena is that they have a stablecoin partnership with BYBIT, and they're going to start providing liquidity with the USDE stablecoin. Now, it's a big partnership, and it kind of got blown over, and no one really cared about it. And I'm telling you, Arthur Hayes actually was talking about it. He was like, yo, this is something like Athena could do $10, can do a 10, 15x easy in a bull market, especially with that USDE potential of liquidity and collateral with these exchanges. And then to mention the layer 2 with Ethereum's like Metis, Ethereum breaks all-time highs. Metis has already showed strength that it can trade up into its bullish range, even in consolidation areas. So I think Metis could be a $400 to $500 coin in the bull run, and it's at very good low prices right now. XYO, we've talked about XYO. This thing is at a massive, massive descending wedge, coming off this big pump, and I think the target for this one could be an easy 1 cent off of this. We're at 0.005. We've had nice consolidation off trading back up into this range. It's the same acting as the altcoin market has been acting. A lot of coins have been trading back up to test up into its kind of previous breakout range of the previous market. And then you start to see where we start to bottom out and gain that support price to start to trade back up into those ranges. I would say that we are headed in that direction for the altcoins. We just have to see that pop off with Ethereum. That's going to be the sentiment strength for the market to go in that direction. And that's what I'm seeing for a lot of these altcoins. And then we want to mention Kendu Inu. Let's go on the Kendu chart for, let's see what exchange would probably do. Let's do this one. Let's check this one. Man, I don't know, but these candles are crazy on Kendu. Let's actually look at the Kendu chart on, let's actually look and see what's popping on Ethereum in terms of market cap on Dex Screener. We have Pepe, we got Mogcoin, Turbo, Pal AI, Kendu Inu, look, Harry Potter, Sonic Obama, 10 Inu right here. And those are our two favorite Inus. Besides Shiba Inu, our two favorite Inus is Kendu Inu and Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10 Inu. If you didn't already know. And then obviously we have Pepe. These are our three strongest, along with Pepe, I think the strongest plays for this meme run coming up into the peak of the bull run. We're not even close, guys. We're not even close. Not even close. All right, so Kendu Inu, if you look at this chart looks so good. This chart looks amazing. I love it. There's no big dumps. There's no big green candles. It's just a nice, healthy, consolidating chart. And Pepe was looking the same way. Ponky was looking had the same similar momentum wave. And then we saw a massive run. And Kendu Chads is actually going to be, KenduChads.com is a huge major announcement and website that's going to be debuted either tomorrow or the next day. So I'm pretty sure if we let's go to the main Kendu page. Shout out to the Kendu Chads. Shout out to the Kendu Army who showed up at the meetup. It's making me even more bullish on Kendu, the fact that the Kendu Chads were there to represent in person. You guys are awesome. All right, so let's see. Yeah, Kendu Chads. Let's see, the Kendu Chads. Yeah, 3 days until Kendu Chads. And so we're getting really close. We got to see what is going to happen with this announcement, with this website, and if we're going to get some nice bullish movement on the price. And put some emojis in the chat if you are part of the Kendu Chads, the Kendu Army. All right, so let's check out. Let's see what else we got going here. Let's look at the Harry Potter Obama Sonic Kendu chart. And actually, we met James, the dev, in person finally at Karate Combat. Super nice dude. I think he's got really good energy. I think he really means well. And they're running one of the, I think, coolest grassroots meme coin projects in the space. This thing came out of all of the craziness that was Ben.eth and Pepe and all of the nonsense and all the stuff that was in crypto Twitter last year. This thing actually stood the test of time and has built a pretty interesting community of people and holders. So this is why I still keep this on the radar. And we are going to have James on the live stream. He's going to come. We're going to let him shill the project and talk about some cool stuff, talk about some life, and hopefully it gets us more bullish on crypto and Bitcoin, ticker Bitcoin, and Bitcoin in general. Because I say that it's really awesome that this coin has the play of two narratives. If Bitcoin does well, ticker Bitcoin does well. If Ethereum does well, ticker Bitcoin does well. It plays off of the best narratives in general. It's on the best chain for memes, and it has the name of the top OG coin, Bitcoin. So there you go. There you go. All right. And then not to mention, we got Solana Summer, okay? Well, do you think it's going to be Solana Summer, guys? Well, I believe it's going to be. And I think the outlier of the Solana Summer is going to be Ponky. Ponky is going to outbeat everyone. The fact that this chart has been bullish megaphoning up into the levels that I've been calling for the past couple months shows me that 69 cents was the indeed call. You can go back weeks ago where I said that Ponky was going to hit 69 cents, no problem. And it indeed hit that. I marked it right there. I marked 69 cents at this level before the chart even got near that damn number. So I know, and I feel it in my damn bones, that Ponky is going to hit that $1.50 zone when we start hitting peak Solana prices at $1,000 per Solana. You're telling me when a Solana is over $800 that we're not going to see these coins, these underlying assets and the meme coins and the onboarding mechanism for new people in crypto? This thing's going to rip. This thing's going to absolutely rip. And I have the same thesis for a coin on base chain, and it's called Brett. Brett just solidified so many different advertisement partnerships with Monaco, with the Monaco boat racing. They had with the football games in Europe, partnering with major companies in Europe, but then also getting partnerships in the United States and being the official mascot for the base chain. If you don't know what the base chain is, it is a layer 2 for Ethereum that Coinbase owns and is developed with the stack of optimism. So you could think, okay, Coinbase doesn't have a coin itself, but they have the smart wallet and they have the base chain. What has the highest trading volume and liquidity on the base chain right now? Brett. So Brett is almost like the base chain's coin to be able to get more liquidity to put into Ethereum. And then also, once you realize that optimism is being used as a technology in the stack that powers the base chain, you'd probably be like, okay, maybe I should get a little bit of optimism too. And then there's your trading narrative. It's so easy. 3 tokens. Now, with that being said, you go to the market caps of these coins and you say, okay, there's no way, Daniel. There's no way, Dano Crypto, that Brett is going to be a $20 billion coin. There's no way. You're telling me there's no way that Brett is going to be a $20 billion asset in this bull run. It's only at 1.3, and it's the onboarding mechanism for base chain. And you're telling me that it can't surpass Floki, Bonk, Dog with Hat, Pepe, all of these coins that I just mentioned don't do anything. And they're up there. You could say Brett doesn't do anything. So How is it not able to get up into this status? Well, the cryptocurrency markets get real wild when the bull run starts, when it really starts. Look at Dogecoin at 18, 12 cents. Look at what perfect example. Toncoin, no one gave a crap. No one gave a rip about. No one gave a crap about Toncoin until it started to get literally up here into the top 10, and now it's at a $16 billion market cap. And you're telling me Brett can't get to 20 billion? I think you might be sadly mistaken. So that is actually probably one of my convicted plays is Brett, for the fact that I could have got more. I knew about it early. I got fudded out of a little bit of my bag because I got distracted by some BS on Twitter. And we're not going to let that happen again. We're not going to let that happen again, guys. All right, I think we've been soapboxing for long enough. I think we just soapboxed the entire community. So I'm sorry, guys. I think it was the mustache. I don't know what happened. I think my mustache it took over. The mustache took over. Oh, guys. All right. And also, I think YouTube is literally YouTube is shadow banning me. If you guys want to help me get unshadow banned, please smash and destroy the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this stream, do whatever you can to get this thing out, because, come on, 5 people, there's no way that YouTube isn't pushing this thing out enough where I'm only getting 4 viewers on the damn live stream. I appreciate you 4. It's nothing against you guys, but YouTube is yeah, they're not cutting it. YouTube is honestly, they're starting to piss me off. I'm going to threaten YouTube and be like, I'm just going to start promoting Rumble. I'm just going to start saying, hey, everyone go to Rumble. And then I guarantee you they'll start pushing my stream more. Hey, everyone, go to Rumble. Go to Rumble. I'm going to start making shirts that say, make YouTube great again. Pay us more money, YouTube. You're so in bed with like the people that are just like, come on. Come on. Do you want your platform to actually survive? Everyone's going to start going to Rumble because you're being too restrictive and you're blackballing channels, especially crypto channels. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. It's pretty ridiculous. But all right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. If you're watching on the TV, how you can hit the like button is you hit up, right, select. It's the Dano Crypto cheat code where you go up, right, select. And it's the uppercut into the pit and out of the pit to financial freedom out of the matrix. And that's how you do it. All right, guys. Make sure you guys are scanning that QR code if you want to donate sats to the cause. And also, if you want to directly support the channel, use the links in the description. And we will see you on the next one, guys. Peace out.